and welcome to Lynchburg Live. I'm your host, Linda Smith. Tonight's show is part 2 in a 2-part series featuring the construction of our personal sunroom in our home. I'm so pleased with it that I wanted everybody to see it. My guest tonight is Jeremy Smith, Product Manager of the Residential Division of F&S Building Innovations Incorporated and Four Seasons Sunrooms. He'll be guiding us through the explanation of the process of our sunroom. Jeremy, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Linda. It's good to be back again. Look forward to the show.
Great. Can you tell us again, for somebody who may not have seen part 1, where you're located?
Sure. We are located at 2944 Orange Avenue in Roanoke. That's 460 West coming into Roanoke as you're going to the Civic Center. We are on the right-hand side. You can't miss us. Again, we have the big conservatory solarium on the front with a big green roof, so come by and see us.
And the sunroom that we're sitting in right now is our sunroom project that you did for us, and that's cool. Yep. All right, what we're going to do tonight is just go through pictures from the start to the finish of our sunroom construction and talk about the pictures. So Phil, if you'll go on and put them up, we'll start doing this. Right, I can tell you about this. This is our 12 by 12 original sunroom that Four Seasons did for us in 2001. And while it was very pleasant and very nice, we outgrew it. And you can see to the right of this picture the deck, because you looked out onto the deck from the sunroom. And there's a cat on the table. Oh, and my husband too. All right, this is on a snow day looking out on that deck from the sunroom.
Yeah, that was the place that you guys had told us that you were looking at a sunroom. So here in a few minutes, we'll show you the end result of before and after.
That's just another shot looking out from the existing sunroom onto the deck.
Sure does look cold outside.
Yes, it does. This is the first morning you arrived.
Well, and the story begins. Here we are with our guys, of course, being careful in the snow. You know, like we said in the first take, that we try not to let the weather hold us up. We do our best to try to be there when we're saying we want to be there. So, you know, again, we are committed to our customers. So, and here is where we get a lot of our materials from, caps. They're located off 122 in Westlake area. And again, trying to be safe and courteous to all the neighbors and whatnot. So
I'm sure the neighbors were watching, because we were the only people that were starting construction.
They were probably, what in the world are these guys doing working out in the snow? But again, we're trying to get this thing done as quickly as we can as well. Here's one of our employees just starting the first cut to get prepared for the new sunroom. And here is where we were talking about taking that house band there and putting a drop girder underneath of that. This is in preparation of doing that. We were making sure we were taking all necessary procedures to make sure that your structure was structurally sound. You know, that's one of the aspects that we really strive on. You know, from the time we first get out on the job and go do the walkthrough with our customer, and we want to make sure that everything is completely the way it's supposed to be before that sunroom starts.
And that's the wall to the existing sunroom, the original sunroom, to the right, that we eventually took down. I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, we the design of the sunroom was actually enclosing that one wall there. So once everything was enclosed, we were able to take that wall down and make your smaller sunroom into a quite a larger sunroom. As you said, you outgrew it.
We did.
Here's one of the posts. As you can see, all the dirt around it. We were digging out the existing post to make sure that they were sitting on adequate footers. And what that means is we want to set all of our support posts on top of concrete and not just dirt. So we want to make sure that those pier holes are to code. We dig those pier holes 2 foot wide by 2 foot wide by 2 foot deep, and then we pour about 12 inches of concrete inside that hole, and then set your post on top of it. So we know, 30 years from now that post can't go anywhere. Right. And we did that with all of your support posts.
And you did it in the snow.
And we did it in the snow. That's Eric underneath, again, working on making sure that drop girder was in the right place, and making sure all the fasteners were there. And Eric's a very knowledgeable installer. He's been with us quite some while.
It's like I said, you didn't just put this on a slab.
Right. Yeah, we had to modify your existing structure there to make sure it was right.
We actually had not been using our deck, like a lot of people do. We just don't use it that much. But the sunroom we are using.
Oh yeah, and we hear that a lot from our sunroom customers, that our deck is too hot, or they don't get enough sunlight on the deck, so it provides some mold and mildew issues on the decking boards, and a lot of times it's just useless.
Yeah, my husband was beating himself to death every year trying to get the mold off for something we weren't using.
Right. Here's Eric making sure that the flashing, once the walls are started, that's a counter flashing there, that we want to make sure we seal off all of the exterior, as far as water and snow debris. We take that's the first initial step there, is flashing before we set the actual walls. That's a pretty precise thing. I mean, that's one of the most important steps in the sunroom, is actually making it waterproof on the floor. Here's the start of installing glass.
You can't imagine how excited I was the day those 2 pieces of glass went up.
We take a couple of days and make sure everything is ready for the sunroom, but once that sunroom starts, that's when our customers really start smiling. And I think in your case, that's what happened.
That's because I stayed out there with them as long as I could stand the cold.
You were ready to see glass, so we started setting glass, and piece by piece. Again, this is a custom room, so we go by our plans, and we start adding the windows in. And you'll see here in a minute some of the framework and windows. Here's us taking great care in your windows before they're installed. We try to make sure we always have a clean path for our guys to walk in, and there's no trip hazards or anything like that. So, and here we are starting to install the windows, the sliding windows. As you can see, the support post in between there, and the corner post. And that's where we start, and we work from there.
I think that's the one sunny, warm day they had.
Yeah, it probably was. We've got that's one of the outside corners there. We like to try to set one window in, and then put the corner in and set the other one. That's just for rigidity as we're installing. And you can see our guys taking good care. Of course, there's a level on the job to make sure all your windows are level and plumb.
It was just so exciting watching it come together.
And here we are. Of course, we've already turned the corner, and starting to put the what we call trapezoid glass above the sliding windows. As you can see, some of the structural supports in between there, and and you can see there in all of these pictures the protective film that we leave on the glass from Four Seasons, and that's simply just to keep dirt off of the glass, so that when the sunroom is complete and we're walking away, we're pulling that plastic off and all your glass is clean. And that's just an exterior photo of.
And some of these supports that you see angled sideways, that was when we had a tremendous amount of wind.
Oh yeah.
And they wanted to make sure that nothing was going to blow over.
That's right. Yeah, we try to take all precautions with, of course it seems like we always have wind in our area, and we take all precautions in trying to brace up the walls so that, of course, they don't fall over or anything. And then you can see in the background there, that's the actual sunroom wall that's going to be taken down, and there's that header that we were talking about in the previous show. That once we took the metal off of that header, we found that header was not to code. So that was one of the things that we tried to tackle real quick. And here it starts to come together. You can see both sides there. Our guys installing the last trap on that corner over there. This is when the customers really start getting excited, because they can actually see progress being made, and they can see the shape of the sunroom and how tall it's going to be, and the roof line, and that's when all of our customers start to really get giddy, and they want to take pictures just like yourself, and showing this is when our customers get their neighbors and bring them over and say, check this out, look what's going on here.
We did that too.
I'm sure. All right, so we've at this point we've installed the windows, and as you can see, we've supported the roof system there with a beam, and have added the roof system. Of course, we're lacking a couple of panels on the end wall there, but that was progress being made of setting the roof panels, and
then it snowed.
And then it snowed. And there's the outside picture of that same day. And of course, you can see underneath where you see the new wood and the new structures underneath, supporting the sunroom load, and taking all precautions and measurements, and making sure that sunroom floor system is right.
And I think this was right before the old existing wall came down, glass.
Yeah, you can see where the new sunroom roof meets your house, and of course the finished product was taking that wall out. So once we removed that wall, we had to make sure that that header there was supported correctly. And again, our guys are knowledgeable, and when they see a red flag, they let all the parties know. They say, hey, we gotta do something here and make it right.
And this is the snow that came when they had just that one section of roof that wasn't up.
Yep, and there they are shoveling it out and getting it out to make sure everything was safe. They don't want to be skating around and on the snow while they're working. But that's what our guys do. I mean, they take all precautions. Here's Eric trying to get all the snow off where the last couple of sunroom panels, roof panels, needed to go on. We want to make sure everything's dry while we're installing, so everything's sealed correctly.
And we could have had skylights, but we opted not to. And since then, my husband and I both have sort of wished we had done it. But there's so much light in there anyway.
Yep.
And this is when the wall, they just had taken down the glass between the two areas.
Yeah, and this is when we discovered we needed a little more support. We made a few phone calls and designed a steel plate to go up there and bolt actually into that header and bolt through the existing header to make it structurally sound. It was a easy fix for us. It was just, again, an unforeseen thing that happens in construction. Sometimes it's just the way you handle it, each situation. I think we did quite well with that, and I think everyone was pleased in the outcome. And here we are, the sunroom roof already on. Again, all of the plastic and all the stickers that you see in the windows there, that's from the factory. We try to leave all of those, all of that plastic on the glass itself. We don't install the screens until the last day to make sure they're, they're intact, and we don't want to rip holes in them or anything like that. So.
We still had furniture in the original.
Sure did. Yeah, we try to make sure that your furniture stays protected and the flooring stays protected while the work's being done.
And that's where the old meets the new. And our cat was so confused by it that he would not walk out on the new area. He would only walk to the area that he was familiar with.
He wasn't too sure about what was going on out there.
No.
I'm sure he's enjoying it now, though.
He loves it.
I mean, it's just a great space there that when we removed that wall, it just made, two nice rooms into one big room. And I've been over there since it's been finished, and what an awesome job you've done, and decorating that room. It's just such a nice room. I'm actually jealous.
You know, we even gained a closet because we had a closet that went out on the deck that we used for flower pots and potting soil and stuff, and Willie cleaned all that out, and now we have a place to hang coats and store things, which is really cool.
Yep. And as you can see there, that blue box there in the floor, those are your electrical outlet, or one of your electrical outlets. Again, it is a turnkey project, so you know, F&S Building can provide you the electrical, the heating and cooling, the paint work, the flooring, the insulation work. I mean, again, we're Class A contractors, so we can do those type of things. Here's one of our guys cleaning. This is one of the latter days there. We were wrapping things up, and we were cleaning all the glass, and again, peeling the plastic off and cleaning the framework and just making sure everything was ready to be moved in. That's what we pride ourselves in, as far as making sure everything's picked up and clean at the end of each day. And again, at the end of the job, when we're walking away, we want to make sure that everything's right.
He told me, he said, when you see me cleaning the windows, you know we're almost through.
Yep.
That's just...
Here's another picture. Yeah, I mean, we really, you know, the end result is a pristine, clean sunroom.
Move in.
And it's move-in ready, and, you know, once you put that furniture in, you're like, wow, this is so awesome.
Now this is the floor, and as I said, we had Mike Holmes from Holman from Lowe's do the floor, but he had looked at this floor 2 years before, and we knew we had an existing problem because my husband and I had put down ceramic tile, didn't know what we were doing, and you could not have jackhammered it up without taking out the ceiling from below.
Sure.
So Mike he had come up with a solution if we ever decided to do anything, so that's why we went ahead and had him do it. And
you know, there's multiple times where a customer feels comfortable with someone that he or she has already worked with in the past, and certainly that is okay with us as well. We want you to feel comfortable throughout the whole process. So you know, there's some customers who say, you know, I can do my own electrical work, or I can do my own painting, and that's fine with us too. You know, we can do as little as you want us to, or as much as you want us to, and we're fine with that. So that is certainly not a problem. Here it looks like he's laying his underlayment for the new tile, about to be laid in the sunroom. And those, you went with 18 by 18s?
18 by 18s.
Yeah, in that 90-degree pattern. That's a really nice pattern there, and with the 18 by 18s, it really makes the room feel bigger. It does, and it looks classy, I think. I think you did a good job picking that out. Here is, I guess, a picture right before he was ready to grout. Yep. So the next picture probably was going to show us a finished picture. Oh, that is, no, there you go. And this is what I was impressed with when I came back and visited. I mean, what an awesome job you guys did with you know, decorating. We had originally wanted to do this sunroom because we had an elliptical and a recumbent bike, and there they are, that we wanted a place for, because we had them, one in the bar room and one in front of a bathroom in the basement. So after we got this sunroom and it looked so great, I have managed to ease that athletic equipment over into just a small area that you can grease yourself to get in, but you can still use it. And this is a nice night shot looking out at the glass. Yeah. And you know, people think that a sunroom can only be used as just a sitting place, but some of our customers have used them for their grandkids to come over and play, put a dining room set out and you know, entertain out in a sunroom. Again, a TV room, maybe a man cave, an exercise room. There's so many ways that you can use one of these sunrooms. It's just the list goes on and on. But I mean, you guys are, I mean, you basically have 3 rooms the way you've got it set up inside this one big room. And I mean, it's so versatile. That's what's so unique with your room. I mean, I love it. You have an exercise room, you have a living room, and you also can have your coffee and your breakfast there in the sunroom as well. So
We've been eating breakfast out there ever since we got this. And it's so relaxing, and it's to sit out there. I always go over my interview notes for Lynchburg Live, sitting out there, because there's no television and it's relaxed.
Right.
And being able to look out at the
And from what I hear,
trees.
it's a good place to take a nap as well. I think you've told me that you've taken a nap, and maybe Willie's taking a nap in there as well. So
Today was Willie's first nap in there. He has a day off, an unexpected day off. So, and this is from the side.
And you can see there, that's an existing sunroom and a new sunroom combined, and you can see how it just blends right in. I mean, with the Four Seasons products, they're just so versatile. And with our experience, I feel like we can make all your dreams come true. So I feel like we've done that at your place.
Oh yes, you have.
And I mean, what an addition! I mean, if you were to sell that house now, if you put that house on the market, the first thing that new customer is going to come and see is that new sunroom. What kind of that adds so much value to your home and curb appeal to your house. It's remarkable.
We had a bird fly into it yesterday, but it just stunned him, and he sort of went flying off. But I hadn't thought about birds.
It's probably that crystal clear glass that we put on your
It is.
You didn't even see it coming. And you can see the HVAC system there. And that's just a simple through-the-wall unit, but we do provide the units where they are thermostatically controlled with remote control. So they're very easy to use. They're very energy efficient. Again, it's up to par with the sunroom and the quality of work. Here's a cool picture that a lot of people don't think about it, but when you put a sunroom on an elevated floor system like you had there, an existing deck, we put insulation in between the joists to code, obviously, to keep your heating and cooling inside, but then we cover it with this vinyl soffit. Well, a lot of men go, hey, I've got now a dry space underneath my deck that I can use it for storing my lawnmower or going out and sitting by myself or getting away or whatever you want to use it for. It's now become essentially a garage for dry space. So
you're talking about the man of our house. As soon as he saw that, he said, "Oh, I've got stuff,
additional
a place to
space, yes.
store stuff, which
Right.
is so cool."
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, this behind us, as I said, is like sitting in our sunroom, and it has been so versatile so far. Last week when we had a thunderstorm, it woke my husband up, and he told me the next day that he had gone down and sat on the recumbent bicycle and just pedaled his way through the storm while he was watching the lightning and the roof. What is this roof made out of?
The roof is an insulated roof system. It's called an EPS foam core, which is expandable polystyrene. It's an aluminum skin inside and out, so it's maintenance free. You can put shingles on top of it if you wanted to, and the way we do that is we use construction adhesive and then put a 1/2-inch Advantech tongue and groove plywood down on top of the roof, and then your black felt paper, and then your shingle. So we treat it just like any other kind of roof. It is an insulated system. Again, you can do variations in the roof system, whether you do the A-frame, you do the studio roof. Of course, we offer the glass roof as well. So it's, again, a really versatile system. Of course, we can put skylights in those roofs as well. So it's almost like a cooler. And I've described that before to my customers. They say, well, how does that work? I mean, I see this aluminum skinned roof panel. Well, it's just like a cooler. It's a foam-filled roof system, and literally whatever you put inside that, whether it's heat or cooling, it stays inside. So it acts just like a cooler.
The sound of the rain on this roof has to be similar to a tin roof because it's very relaxing when you're out there. That's why we're going to be taking more naps, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
And Jeremy, we're almost out of time. I can't thank you enough for not only being my guest on the show and sharing with the people who watch this show what you're capable of doing, but doing a wonderful project for us. We couldn't be happier.
It's been a pleasure working with you again. and I look forward to maybe coming back and doing another show with you. So.
Oh, that would be great. And now that I know that you do endless pools,
sure,
we'll find a place.
Oh yeah, we can figure something out, I'm sure.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Linda.
I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed our two-part series featuring our sunroom expansion. It's been wonderful to watch it as it was coming together, and now that we're able to enjoy it, I think it's just the most wonderful thing we've added to the house. My next show will feature Central Virginia Home Magazine. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.